So, you want to start selling games on Fiverr, but you don't seem to understand how? Because if your client wants to publish it on Google Play, how are you going to do it without having to use your developer account or without having to ask for their credentials? They don't trust you, and of course, they shouldn't because you are a stranger to them. Also, if they want you to include ads, how are you going to direct the revenue to them? These were the questions I asked myself when I first started and couldn't find anything in the internet to help me, so I figured it out myself. And in this video, I am going to share with you the exact methods I currently use every time I get a client. Hopefully, after watching this video, you're going to be able to start your game dev freelancer journey on Fiverr or on any platform with no problems. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. The first thing you need to figure out when making a game for a Fiverr client is whether you are going to use your own account to publish it or your client's account. I don't recommend publishing on your own account because then you and the client are going to be tied up, meaning that if the client wants an update or whatever, it would have to be done through you, which is not ideal. If you decide that you don't want to keep working on the project, things can get complicated. So yeah, always ask the client if they have a Google Play Developer Console account first before starting the game and everything. If they don't, then tell them they must create one and that Google charges a $25 fee when signing up. Some clients have no idea this is needed. And now that they have created their account, ask them to give you permission to their account so you can submit and edit the games through your account without having to access theirs. They might need further assistance giving you permission to their account. Tell them to sign in to their Google Developer Console account. Go to Users and Permissions on the left menu. Click on the three dots, invite new users. Finally, they must add your email and give you all permissions. Then you will get an email with the invitation, accept, and now you can publish the game to your client's Google Developer Console without having to actually access it. Now your client wants to include ads, but you don't know how to direct the revenue to them. To solve this, you must ask them to open a Google AdMob account if that is the platform you're using. That is the one I use. And once they have created the account, ask them to send you the ads unit ID, which is a unique line of characters that Google AdMob generates for each specific type of ad. So if your client wants banner ads, ask them for their banner ad unit ID. Same for interstitial and rewarded ads. And with that ID, you can configure it on the game script and the revenue will be directed to them. Make sure they create their AdMob account at the beginning, since Google AdMob can take a little bit to start showing ads if it is a new account. And finally, after the game is done, you can agree with your client if you're going to send them all game files or just the necessary files to publish it on the Google Play, such as the ABB and the APK. I usually submit all the files to a Google Drive and share the link with them. And also, on those files, you must include the key store file and let them know the password. I usually create a text file and type in key store password, and then I type in the password. This way they can make an update with no problems. If you haven't published any game on the Google Store, you might not know what I'm talking about, but once you do, you'll see what I mean. It's basically a generated file with a password that verifies that you are authorized to make updates to the published app. So yeah, this was all for today's video. I really hope this answers some of the questions you might have. This is not necessarily the right way to do it, nor the easiest, but it is what has worked for me. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comment section. I might also do another video doing a step-by-step tutorial on how to sell games on Fiverr.